Okay, this is definitely not a flattering view. I'm going to do a bag change for you guys. So I use adhesive remover spray first. The wipes work really well, but I like the spray. And I'll just spray the outside all the way around. And then I'll kind of leave it for a second. And while I leave that, I open my wafer. And this is not the normal product that I use. It's a sample because it is way bigger than the one that I'm using. You can obviously tell. But I wanted to give it an honest shot. So what I do is I will put it underneath my breast. Or you can put it underneath your leg if you're sitting down. Or underneath your butt. So you want to warm it up because it's activated by heat. And it means that you don't have to sit there with the blow dryer going around in circles and getting your stoma hot or your skin too hot. And for me, I found when I heat it up with the blow dryer that my skin tends to break out a lot more. So this way it's still warmed up, but it's not so hot that it hurts. So now you just want to remove the entire application. And because of the adhesive spray, it does not hurt to take off. If it does hurt, just spray it again because you really don't want to irritate the skin any more than you need to. And you really don't want it to rip off any more skin than it needs to. So, I just fold it like this and stick it into a bag that I have waiting. Some people use baby diaper baggies. I just use the ones that they send me with my bags. And now you want to really clean off the stoma and the skin around it. This is squishy. Yes, I named him. Most people do name their stomas. It helps with just kind of grasping the concept, and sometimes it makes it easier when things get hard. Every night I like to thank my squishy. And I say thank you, Squishy, so much for giving me life and making it so I can spend time with my kids and my husband. Anyway, for me, that makes it easier. Some people like to do it so that they can yell at somebody. I don't know if you could see, but I've got little divots, and that's from scarring and having bad leaking problems. I kept being told by my ostomy nurse that that was completely normal. You guys, that is not normal, okay? It might happen, but it does not make it normal. So, if you're having leaking problems, if you are having any redness, soreness, stinging, stabbing pains, please talk to somebody. If your ostomy nurse is saying that that's normal, then get on one of the support groups. There are so many pages on Facebook that are helpful, and the people there are more than willing to help. So just join any of those pages, okay? Seriously, and ask for help because we're more than willing to help you guys. I'm in a lot of the groups and I talk to people daily. I have people message me for advice and anything. Just get on the page and ask for help, please. So, this is the Adapt Stoma Powder. It is meant for people who are having breakage problems or like my cuts. It protects it, and look up the crusting technique. There is a YouTuber called The Vegan Ostomy, and he is absolutely incredible, you guys, like no joke. But he talks about why it works and everything. So what I do is I use one of my no sting barrier films. It is just like the barrier spray, but it is in film. This is not a wipe. This is more like a sponge. And I just dab it around, and then I wait for it to dry. And then I do 3 layers of powder and 2 with the films and the last one with the spray. If you guys are not having any problems around the base, then you don't need to do this. But for me, because I have the divots, if I don't do this, then I leak. So you don't want any powder left around or it's not going to stick. So I just take a piece of toilet paper, or you can pat yourself, but you just kind of wipe off the thin layer right there. yes, sometimes your stoma is going to be active while you're doing this. What you can do is eat a handful of marshmallows, and that makes it less active. It slows things down. I'm just going to do 2 layers today because I've been doing much better. So it's okay if this gets on your stoma, but I just spray it a couple times with the Brava spray. And in the links, in the description, I will leave a link to my ostomy list on Amazon. It has a bunch of the products that I use or that I love. So that will help you as well. And I just make sure that I'm cleaning up as I go. Some stomas will bleed. Just kind of keep an eye on it. It should never change in color. It shouldn't get scabby. Mine bleeds when I change the bag too soon. And I changed yesterday in an emergency on the side of the road after my bag popped off. So it's still a little bit mad at me. So now what we're going to do is cut your wafer. Make sure you're measuring it and then cutting it at the right spots. You want this to hug it, but not too tightly so that you're cutting off circulation. You just don't want any skin to show. So you can use the, what's it called? The measuring guides that they send you. Or you can make your own. I personally am making my own out of silicone so I can wash it and not have to reuse it. But they send you guides with your wafers. So I say for the first like 6 weeks to 6 months, 6 weeks to be doing it every day, every single change. And 6 months for the first to measure it every once in a while. She's pretty consistent. Which has been really, really nice. Until about the last 2 changes, she got smaller. So I put on my wafer without measuring and eyeballing and making sure. And it was too small, or too big. So I had a leakage problem like that day and had to change my bag again. So it's definitely benefiting to check your size. So just cut it out with your scissors. They sell ostomy scissors on Amazon. Or you can use the needle point ones that are made for like cuticle cutting. I've heard of people using. But that scares me. So what I use is just like these scissors that are made for, what are they made for? Cutting medical supplies. So for me, I found that those work really well. Now what I do is I take the Brava ring. It's kind of like a Mickey Mouse before you take off its tabs. And it is very sticky. And what I do is I take it around, I measure it. And you want this to hug you as well. And then I take it off. Because I'm going to put the paste on the inside in between my skin and this, the ring. Now paste is not an adhesive. It is not a glue. It moves. It does not get hard like a cement like people say. They do sell cements and glues. The ring is actually an adhesive. Now the reason I put paste in between it is I have found that it gets me a better seal and it puffs up a little bit more so that I don't need to use the convex wafers. Now, I know I could use the convex wafers, but right now I have enough bags that I don't need to be ordering a whole bunch more just to try the convex bags. So I have, if you guys go on to any of the places, go to Hollister, go to Convex, go to everything and request free samples and they'll send them out. And they are just amazing about sending them out. So this one's a flat So if you look at the back of it, it's flat and it's a 2-piece, which means that the bag is not attached to it and it has to click into place. Convex means that it pops out right here around the base. It pops out like about this much, all the way around. And then what it does is it pushes down your skin for stomas that don't stick out. Mine sticks out quite a bit. So if it sticks out more than a 1/2 inch, they generally tell you to use a flat. But if you're having leaking problems, they'll put you on a convex. So they're going to be putting me onto a convex and having me try it out. And we will see what that does, guys. So you just want to push down it everywhere and then flatten it out. Now, you can do it diamond shape like I just did, especially if it's close to your belly button. So I want to avoid my belly button as much as possible. So what I did was put it into a diamond shape, and then you push it down, and then you take your finger and push down right here, especially where the ring and the paste is, because you really want it to get a good seal. The better seal it has, the less chance of you leaking. So I'm just going to clean them up a little bit more. There we go. And like I said, it's activated by heat, so the longer you can keep your little fingers on it, and making sure that you have a really good seal. Now when I get a good seal, you guys, I can make these bags last for up to 7-9 days. Although there are people who have to change their bags every day, so please don't feel bad if you're changing it every day or more. I've even heard of people having to change it a couple times a day. But talk to your ostomy nurses. They should be able to help you. And if you feel like your ostomy nurse is not helping you, come into the group. We're more than willing to help again. So then, most people can put their bag straight. I put it crooked, so it goes down into the pant leg and is not like scratching the inside of my thigh. And I learned that from Ostomy Diaries, who's also a YouTuber who is absolutely amazing. And she got me through my first couple weeks. And I binged her movies, and they made me feel so much better. I still binge them all the time. So what you want to do is either put your hands on it or use a hairdryer, like I said, around the wafer, because it's activated by heat. So I do this for about 30 seconds, sometimes longer if I feel like I really need a good seal, especially on this bigger wafer, where I'm used to smaller wafers. It's more of a security, I guess. And they have see-through bags. This is opaque or beige, meaning that you cannot see through it. I like the see-through because I can see what's going on, especially when I'm trying new foods, especially since I'm still new to my ostomy and my stoma. However, they have ones that have little slits right here, and you can open it and it's clear underneath so you can see your stoma. Those are through convex. This is a Hollister bag. So try the different bags, try them all out, but when you find what works for you, stick with it, because it irritates your skin to move all around with different products. And so just when you find your product, stick with it. It's worth it, and it'll make it so that you are not irritating your skin. And you know what? It takes a long time to find your product, so when you find your product, stay with it. So that is how I do my ostomy bag changes. Have a great day.